The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said to his disciples, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only the one who does the will of my Father in heaven. Everyone who listens to these words of mine and acts on them will be like a wise man who built his house on rock. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house. But it did not collapse. It had been set solidly on rock. And everyone who listens to these words of mine but does not act on them will be like a fool who built his house on sand. The rain fell, the floods came, and the winds blew and buffeted the house, and it collapsed and was completely ruined." The Gospel of the Lord. Yesterday, we had a rare midweek and fall wedding. It was the last wedding of the season. It was a beautiful couple, young kids. They're early 20s, so they look like, when we grow older, everyone looks younger than us, look like babies. But they literally look like babies. And it was a beautiful one, and before the wedding, I always check in with the parents. I talked to the mom of the bride. I said, "What's going to run through your mind when you see your beautiful daughter walking down our long aisle in her beautiful white gown? What will run through your mind?" And of course, she was weeping in anticipation of the wedding. "I am so happy for her that she found a good man," she said to me. She said, and she shared a story how on their free time, what Lauren and Logan, the couple, love to do is that they love to study their Bibles. She recounted how they were reading the Bible in the kitchen room, in the dining room table near the kitchen, and their cleaning lady would come, and she walked in and she saw the kids, quote unquote kids, studying and reading their Bibles, and they said, "Is that?" And she turned to the mom and says, "Do they always do that?" And I said, "Yes." And the cleaning lady said, "Oh, how I wish my daughter and her boyfriend would sit around and study their Bible." Why did the mom share that particular story? And why did their cleaning lady marvel at the fact that these two young kids were studying their Bibles? And why at that moment, before the wedding, that particular story came up? Because what they were marveling at was that they were building their relationship on rock. Solid rock. What Jesus here is saying in the gospel today, he's saying, everyone who listens to my words and acts on them is like a wise man who builds their house on rock. You see, why the mom shared that story, and if I may speculate, was because she longed, like any other parent, for their kids to have a beautiful family. And what is a solid foundation for us as Christians but Christ himself? And we all know the storms will always come in our lives. Always. Just because we're Christians doesn't mean we'll sail freely through the seas of life. No, Christ himself promised, "I promise you the cross. I promise you storms. I promise you hurricanes. And when they come, build on me." And I dare say that's why the mom, right 2 minutes before her wedding of her daughter, that was the story she shared. Build on rock.